All right, guys, we are live. I want to welcome everyone here watching. I'm going to pick the winners, and I got some of my friends over here joining me. They're going to help me. They're going to have a little say on how many times I shuffle. I got another guy in here right now. Hey, Lou, I'm joined by George Diamond Yard Sports Cards. I got Mr. Fisher Bike and Lou Rock TV. How you doing?
Exhausted. I was running downstairs, upstairs. I'm tired.
You changed your hat too.
I know, it's a better hat.
So we got a little advertisement here. Reindeer Studios theme going on.
What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
How much is Scott paying you?
He picks a good shirt. He gets a nice, good Hanes t-shirt that is real comfortable.
Yeah, it's very nice.
But you just ruined it with the hat. Come on. What is this? So
Mute it.
I want to say hi to a bunch of the people here. Orlando. I see John. I see Liam. Happy birthday. Adam.
Happy
birthday, Liam.
John. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do my giveaway, but I'm not gonna pick it just yet in case people haven't jumped on yet and they want to see if their name gets picked. But just to remind people, I'm giving away a Willie Mays as one of the prizes. Eddie Matthews. What's that?
Am I eligible to win? Willie, I forgot you had Willie.
You're eligible, but I don't want to hear it's rigged if your name comes up. I'm giving this away too, a nice plate that might look good in your card room there, Lou, if you end up winning it. Or Jason, I don't or George or whoever. I'm giving a cool one.
I had that Beckett back in the day.
You had it?
Yeah. I got rid of all my Beckett's.
I had a few of them. This from 1974.
That's nice.
These are the prizes. But before we get started with that, while I give a chance for people to jump on, how about we do an old-fashioned would you rather? You down to do a would you rather?
Yeah.
Let's start, man.
All right. You guys could join in and pick who you want, comment, let me know who you think is better. But the would you rather, I'm gonna have a player A, player B. I'm gonna run through their stats, and then we're gonna say who we would rather have on our team. So we got player A, player B. Player A hit 294. Player B 303 for his lifetime. Player A 2,599 hits. Player B 2,176. So about 300 hits, but player A played 4 more years. Home run totals 272 for A, 284 for B. And then the RBIs 1308 to 1205. Player A is Steve Garvey. Player B is Will Clark. Who would you rather? Steve Garvey or Will Clark? George, let's start with you, George.
There we go. I will. I like Will Clark a lot. I think Will Clark's great. Will Clark's got a great stroke. He was on a great team. He brought the Giants back to form. I'm saying this for you, Rick, if you're out there. You know that you went through a lot with the 70s Giants. They were terrible. But I don't even have any idea why Steve Garvey is not in the Hall of Fame. I don't. Yep. I mean, Steve Garvey did everything that you could do in the sport. Steve Garvey won an MVP in 1973. Steve Garvey won a World Series. Steve Garvey was an All-Star Game MVP. Steve Garvey was the best first baseman in the National League overall in the 70s. So I think Will Clark's awesome, but I take Steve Garvey.
Amen, bro. Amen. Can I jump in?
Go ahead, Lou. You look like you're ready to.
I mean, for the thrill, he was aight. But Garvey, don't forget, yes, he won an NL MVP, but he also got 2 NLCS MVPs, 4 Gold Gloves. People, it drives me crazy when, with Donnie Baseball, and here we go again, Keith Hernandez, people don't factor in Gold Gloves unless your name is Ozzie Smith. We're talking about all-around, complete players. Yeah, there's some great hitters in the Hall, but when you talk about all-encompassing, all-around, I mean, Garvey did it all. It's a travesty he's not in the Hall of Fame. 4 Gold Gloves, first baseman, NLCS MVP. Done. That's it.
Let me add one more caveat to that. Steve Garvey has a 38 lifetime WAR over 19 years. Will Clark has a 56.5 WAR over 15 years. Less years, higher WAR. I mean, Will Clark was no slouch, but Jason, who would you go with?
I got to go Garvey. You got 2-time NLCS MVP, NL MVP, 4 Gold Gloves to his 1 Gold Glove. I think it's a no-brainer. Steve Garvey all the way.
Wow. Don disagrees with all you guys. He says he takes Stargell over Garvey.
And I think that you certainly have an argument with there. I think Stargell is right there with him. Yeah. I do want to say this, and I know John likes to do this. John likes to diss on WAR, okay? Yeah. And I have no idea why Garvey's WAR is 38. I mean, even my son Gavin's looking at the WAR the other day, and he said, "Dad, Barry Bonds passed Babe Ruth in WAR," like as if it's some statistic you can calculate, like RBIs or home runs or something. Yeah. Everybody has a different calculation for WAR. Like Baseball Reference got a different one than Fangraphs, and they got a different one than Saber. It's like I mean, I understand you're trying to compare players within their time, with their ballparks adjusted to the average player at that time period. But I mean, I just can't see what Steve Garvey didn't do. He's not liked by the media. He's not liked by a lot of people. But he didn't. I mean, he played for the Dodgers. You know, he was right in the heart of everything that was going on in the 70s, man.
Right.
What else can you do in the game that he hasn't done? That's all I gotta say. And he was a Dodger on top of it. You would think you have a little fandom and favor with that. Not that you should, but it's a damn Dodger.
I'll tell you what, though. Garvey has 1 MVP. Will Clark could have had an MVP if not for Kevin Mitchell, who took away votes from him with an incredible year in '89. Will Clark was second to him, but he was good. I mean, I would personally.
Well, we're gonna start counting second place. All right, then Bonds has 9.
No. All right, come on.
Mike Trout's got 5.
I'm just trying to even it out a little bit here because it's 3. And
second place is the first loser, homie.
I think I'm gonna go with Will the Thrill on this one, only because I remember him a little bit more being a game wrecker, that sweet swing. Even when he was with Texas, he was still batting 300. Like he was just a pure hitter. I mean, not to say Garvey wasn't, but I think towards the tail end of Garvey's career, didn't he like tail off a lot? Like
with the Padres.
Right.
Well, I think that he went to the Padres and he was a big free agent signing and he was older. And they went to the World Series in 1984, man. And it wasn't, I mean, Tony Gwynn was great and they had other great players, but Garvey was a major force on that team. Like Gary Carter was a force on the 86 Mets to kind of get them to where they needed to be. Last thing, who's the National League holder of the record for consecutive games played?
Consecutive games played.
Who's the Iron Man of the National League?
Oh,
Steve Garvey.
Yeah, it's got to be Garvey. I was going to say it's either Will or Garvey.
Yeah, he played. We played game. I think he played every game for 9
when
years.
He had over 8,800 at bats, where Will had 73 or something.
All right.
I'm trying to keep up with
it. More or what? So should we do one drawing? Are you in the mood for one more?
Yeah.
Before you skip out.
No, I'm good. There's only 8:40 over here.
All right.
I'm just trying to keep up with the chat. My boy Dylan in the chat.
Player A, player B. Wars are pretty much almost even. 69.4 to 68.4. Average is almost even. 294 to 299. Home runs, 170 to 130. Hits, 26.5 to 24.28. Now, bear in mind, 23 years for player A, 17 for player B.
Oh, it's
all that being said, they're pretty even. Steals 808 to 622. Player A is Tim Raines. Player B is Kenny Lofton. Who would you
that
rather?
one was going to be Lofton.
Let's start it off with you there, Jason. Who would you go with?
I'm gonna have to go with Lofton on this one.
Lofton.
I think he had the speed. He was an all-around good player, all around great player.
No, I was
stuck on bad teams. Stuck on bad team. I mean, they didn't have anybody around him. He was the standout, and I think that's kind of what hurt him as far as the crowd likability. He had a following, but he didn't have what he should have had. Reigns was on a decent team.
Okay, Lou.
I've been on record. I never thought Kenny Lofton was a Hall of Famer. I'll stick by it. Great speedster, decent defense. I think he's gotten 3 or 4 Gold Gloves, but he was never one where I was afraid of. I was never great table setter, but I was never. I mean, he was good. He's been on everyone's team. So
5 times stolen base leader.
Dude, he was like the leadoff hitter of his era.
Nah, I
6-time All-Star.
Yeah, I never thought not once did I say that's a Hall of Famer. Andrew Jones, I look at him, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
You know what I'm saying? McGriff, I even said, okay, he's a Hall of Famer. Kenny Lofton, good player, but I mean, how many times did he win the stolen base? For
6
the 5 times? 6?
5.
And a couple Gold Gloves, but I mean, besides that, I mean, how long did he play? I think he's got like 6 All-Stars. It's nothing crazy.
6 All-Stars.
He played till like
7.
Yeah, he played. I mean, and I don't know how many teams, but I know it's double-digit teams he's played for.
Oh, he's been on at least 15 teams.
I mean, he's always, if he was so great, a team would have. I mean, he's probably remembered as an Indian the most, but he's. I mean, that's it.
Brave, Yankee.
Yeah.
I mean, Diamondback.
You know, he's an Indian, but that was like such a little chapter. That was one chapter. He's got 24 other chapters.
Dude, but you're picking Reigns, but all you're doing is like crapping on Lofton. Like, what the hell is this?
I've never thought he was a Hall of Famer, man.
I think the one thing that
was good.
The one thing that Lofton had, or that Reigns has on Lofton, is Silver Slugger. Lofton don't have that.
Right.
And World Series champion, but 3 times, but whatever, big deal. You see what I mean? Though? He was on good teams. Lofton was not on good teams. Yeah, he got tossed around so much, and he still did what he did.
No, he was chasing so much.
He was.
If you're a great player, they will find a way to keep you. It's not like now where they're making $200 million, they're getting rid of contracts. If he was so great, it would have kept him. He was good.
If that's true though, then Xander would still be on the Red Sox.
No, different.
They're chasing the money. Chasing the money.
Orlando thinks that Reigns shouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
See,
I honestly don't think so either.
I would even take that argument over Kenny Lofton. Someone trying to argue that he's a Hall of Famer. I'm like, all right.
But this isn't a Hall of Fame argument. This is a who would you want on your team?
Who would you rather? So, George.
I see what you're saying.
We got to go with
the Rock.
Who would you go with?
This is a really tough one. Real tough. I'm a big proponent where the Hall of Fame is the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Harold Baines.
Right.
No offense to Harold Baines fans. Tim Raines. Tim Raines was a great player. When I was a kid pulling cards out of packs, I didn't put Tim Raines aside all that often, you know, like you put aside like other guys like Puckett or Clemens or whoever. But Kenny Lofton, what makes me want to think Kenny Lofton is he was just kind of like a outlier in his time, right? I mean, he was dominating in his time when a lot of guys weren't stealing bases. There were more bases that were being stolen in the 80s. Yeah, there's the Coke in the back pocket. Nice. I'm going to take, though, I'm just going to, for longevity, for more power. Reigns had the same ability to steal bases, but he had more power. Their slugging percentages are almost similar, are almost the same. But Reigns played longer. Reigns hit more home runs. I'm not saying Kenny Lofton isn't a borderline Hall of Famer because he did what other people couldn't do in that time period, or very few people did. And if it wasn't for Ricky Henderson, Tim Raines would have been pushed up more. You know what I'm saying? Because Ricky just blew everybody away, and we're never going to see anything like that. So I'm taking Tim Raines.
Great. Well said, my friend. Well said. You were way more eloquent than me.
Listen, let me tell you something. I love The Rock, the original The Rock. And I remember when he was with the Expos, he was by himself practically. But he was money, but he was very much injured a lot. I do remember that, the Expos. I got to go with Lofton for the defense. This man played an awesome center field, man. It was just highlight reel snatches over the wall. And sometimes it's not just all about offense. His defense was phenomenal.
He was better defensively. He was.
And it's 23 years to 17 years.
Right. And then his speed was really great while he was stealing. And his average, he was always in the 320s, if I could remember correctly, throughout his prime. He was always money getting on. Table setter. Give me a Kenny Lofton right now in the Yankees because we can't find one. Like, we don't got a great table.
Oh, if Kenny Lofton was playing today, he would get more money than Trey Turner.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's a unicorn. You know.
I mean, I loved Kenny Lofton. I admired him from afar, and I did Tim Raines too. But I don't know. I just remember he was injured a bit. Like, that's the only thing I can remember was.
Do you guys remember? Well, and like this is maybe like 89, 90. Like, Tim Raines started going by this nickname Rock Raines. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I had no idea where he got this name because he's fast. Why would he be the Rock if he was fast? Anyway, I was puzzled as a youngster. And then I started opening packs and I was in high school, 89 or whatever. And the actual card didn't say Tim Raines. It said Rock Raines.
It said Rock Raines.
I'm like, man, he's so cool. His nickname is on a card. It's like, anyway.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So we got things warmed up.
Dawson Oliver.
Yeah, Dawson Oliver. I'm gonna do the giveaway. I'm gonna start this thing up. Let me set this thing up here. I gotta oh shoot. I
you lost him.
Out of the I was just clicking off a screen and it just took him out.
My bad. My internet kicked me off.
All right.
Oh, okay. I gotta try to remember how to bring up a screen. Is
this like a puzzle game? Lou gets moved over to the right. Jason.
Circle gets the square.
Yeah.
What?
It's the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I was like, what's that? Circle gets the square, baby.
Yeah, but that was that Expos team. I see the guys commenting. Yeah, they had a really killer team. And if the strike didn't happen in 81, I think they had like the best record.
Oh, yeah.
But they were like, I mean,
that team was
solid.
Unbeatable.
Can you see the wheel?
No.
Sean? Oh, okay. Hold on.
I mean, I'm sitting here wondering how Lou can comment. I forgot to log in. Oh, look at that.
Oh, my gosh. My brain is fried right now.
Space-time continuum right there.
Yes.
Okay. I got some nice special effects.
This is what happens when you have a bunch of old guys trying to figure out.
It's time to open a beer.
Oh, there it is.
Jesus.
Oh, so I gotta click on the screen, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see it now?
No.
Yep, there you go. That's it.
All right, so I got all the names here. I hope everyone can see it. I'm going to scroll slowly. Hopefully you can see a name. It's alphabetical.
My name better be on there.
Lou, you're there.
There it is. Pooh Rock TV right there.
And I don't know. Give me each person, I guess starting with George. Call out a number of shuffles that I should do.
4.
3.
Oh.
3.
He said George, Lou.
I mean,
Lou's excited, man. He's excited. There's a Willie Mays on the line. There's an Eddie Matthews. Tonight, it's happening.
4 is my favorite.
So good luck, everyone. This is going to be for the first prize, your pick of the litter. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Good luck.
Let's go, reindeer. Good luck for me.
The fix is in.
The stress. Oh.
Ray from Philly.
Oh, Tony almost had it.
Yeah, Ray from Philly. Congratulations.
He'll pick the Phillies card. Oh wait, there's no one in it.
All right, Jason, you could go next. How many times should I shuffle?
Let's do 9.
Oh my!
Ted Williams, man.
Not messing around, man.
All right.
Teddy ball game.
9 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Lou, look
6,
excited.
7,
Smile.
8, 9.
I was counting down. I was looking at the time.
9 times. 9 times.
I'm watching my my computer. I'm really into this.
Oh,
no. JP pushes out. Oh.
Look at how close I was.
And he's hot because he just won.
Yeah, he did.
He won a contest for
Tony Soprano gets me every time. I love his Tony Soprano.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think it was rigged. I got screwed.
All right, and then Lou, you get the last one. How many times?
Well, let's go the opposite direction. Let's go with 2 for the captain.
All right, there you go. 1,
Bang.
2.
I hope to God I win on this one. A Red Sox winning on a Yankee number.
Sure, I already know what I'm going to do if I win.
There goes Lou.
Oh.
Lou.
Both of us.
Stick.
Oh no!
Oh man!
Adam, that's
Adam's taking it home.
that was so close.
Wow. That was cool.
I'm on a delay.
Congratulations, Adam. I know he's here, so congratulations, Adam.
Congrats.
You gotta wait though. You gotta wait till the 2 pick before you, and then you get to pick whatever you want, man. That was fun.
That was fun.
One thing I wanted to talk about, Jason. You just recently did your traveling box, man. I wanted to ask you. That was such a great idea, and so many people loved it. Yeah. How'd you come up with that?
I did it once before, probably 8 years ago, and it turned out pretty cool. We only did like 5 people, but because I didn't know how it was going to go, and I just realized it was a blast. And then I got it back, and literally every card that I put in the beginning was gone, and it was all different. So it was really cool. So I figured, let's give it a shot again.
Yeah, and then you got like another 20 names now, right?
Yeah, I'm up to. Let me look.
Oh, it's got 45 names.
19.
19. Very nice. And I almost forgot. I received. Let me show you something. I received something in the mail recently from Jason. A little late Christmas gift.
Yeah, I was slacking this year.
Slacking. It's better late than never. So now I'm going to share it. There it is, baby. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah. Lou, I got yours over here.
Yeah. don't try to no. Whatever, bro.
Right there.
I still forgive you. I forgive you for forgetting me.
Lou, you see the book?
I can't see it. My eyes are bad.
Oh, well.
Next year.
Oh, nice.
A nice Babe Ruth.
That's dope.
Ornament and some cards.
Nice.
Look at the note. Sorry, it's way after Christmas. I was lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Thank you. This is awesome.
Just got those.
Oh, nice. Little burlap.
Carlo, Garrett Cole, my Yankee PC. My Yankee PC is so stout right now.
What picture was that? Was that your firefighter?
That was
No.
Garrett Cole.
Gotta see.
Donnie Baseball. Thank you.
I got my lemonade and my kettle corn.
I see it.
So, what's up? You ready for another Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So, this one's going to be with pitchers.
Oh,
All right.
And check out the WAR. Player A, 71.7. Player B, 77.6. Pretty even. But player A played less time than player B. He only has 201 wins to 244. But his ERA is lower, 311 to 324. Check out their strikeouts, 3193 to 3198. And both won 3 Cy Youngs each. Max Scherzer is player A, Justin Verlander is player B. Who would you rather have? I guess I'll start with Lou. Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander?
and that's a great. What were the wins? I missed the wins. I was telling.
201 for Max and 244 for Justin. But Justin played like 3 more years, I think, than him.
No, I got you. Give me the dog. I like Verlander because it doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter the team. He shows up. I mean, he's won at multiple locations, and nothing seems to faze him. And I think he's going to do it again. And I don't care how old he is. He's going to do it again in New York. I don't think it bothers him. I think he welcomes the challenge. Max Scherzer is phenomenal. Hall of Famer as well, but I like Verlander. Give me Verlander.
All right. George, who would you rather?
Well, they're both awesome, clearly. And, when you look at the pictures of our generation or this generation that we've been watching for 20 years or whatever, it's like they're 2 of the top guys. I think that what's really getting me here is that Justin Verlander won an MVP, right? Justin Verlander has had success at different points. Scherzer's Cy Youngs were kind of all grouped together over like a 4 or 5 year period. I think Verlander's numbers are not that, like his ERA is a little bit higher, but he pitched in the American League when there was a DH, and Scherzer pitched in the National League when there wasn't a DH. So overall, I think the body of work and the amount of time he's been doing it, I'm going to take Verlander. I mean, he's coming off a Cy Young year, and I think his likelihood of continuing to be successful seems higher than Scherzer's. Scherzer's got a bad back. Verlander has a reconstructed arm. It looks like he's ready to roll. I mean, last season was like off the charts. So I'm going to take Verlander. I agree with Lou.
I mean, I didn't even think about it, but now you can really compare them. They got the same bat. They got the same lineup, same field, same everything.
And this is the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason, who would you rather?
Everything in my body wants to go with Scherzer, but because I just think he has more to offer than Verlander has left in the tank. But
gorgeous.
The numbers and the stats, they just don't lie. I got to go with Verlander. Same thing they both said. It is what it is.
It's barely, bro, and he has a better ERA, Max Scherzer.
He's got 3 no-hitters. Scherzer's got 2, but they were both in the same year.
All right. Listen, I'm going with Scherzer. And there's one reason why I'm going with Scherzer is because he won me over. Where did he get hit? Like somewhere in the face, right? Like by the ear or something. And he still went out there and pitched like an 8-inning shutout. This dude has some stones, man.
It was a grazing.
It was a grazing? Dude, he was all black and blue, and he just went out there and said, "Give me the ball."
His eyes are already 2 different colors, bro.
He's got 2 colored eyes.
But Scherzer, I don't know. And then Verlander had a little dip in his career, actually, and people were starting to wonder if he was losing it. I mean, he had a renaissance all over again, but he did have like 3 years where he dipped, where Scherzer never had a dip.
Yeah, but you also forget because he had that dip, he also won Comeback Player of the Year. Boom.
Oh, Jesus. I don't want to hear about comeback players.
Bro, that just shows the guy was hurt. He was banged up. He came back. Triple Crown winner. Plus, like my man said, I totally forgot he has MVP. So,
yeah.
Well, Scherzer has Verlander has more than twice as many complete games career. He's got 26 complete games. Scherzer only has 12 complete games for his career. And I know that we're not in a world where Roy Halladay is rolling out with 90 complete games or whatever he threw. I do agree with James, though, in a way. I love the tenacity of Max Scherzer. I mean, he's an animal. He's like Anquan Bolden in football. He's like Walter Payton. He just is an animal. And you want that competitive fire. And I think that's what makes him so great. But Verlander, I mean, he won an MVP as a pitcher.
He's got a pitching triple crown.
But, yeah,
Verlander's got a pitching triple crown.
All right.
So.
Listen, guys aren't going to sway me, all right? This is who I'm picking. And you might be right, but maybe I'm jaded.
Can I knock over a card stand for you real quick?
I cheated because I couldn't remember how many no-hitters, but Verlander's got 3 no-hitters. What's Max? I thought he had 2, but he has
No, Verlander's got 3. Max has 2, and Max's were both in 2015.
Yeah. You see, Verlander wins on every level, James. You lose again.
He got K'd up then, and it was like he got that resurgence. Anybody would once he get K'd up then.
That was like Samson's hair.
All right. Next one's going to be between catchers.
Ooh,
that's a tough
Campanella.
one.
Campanella wins all the time.
No, it's players we watch, man. You ain't seen no Campanella play.
Same. I'm calling Veritek and Piazza right now.
Veritek better not be it.
Veritek's not gonna get no light of day in this channel.
He's so overrated, bro. Let's not even go there, dude.
Who would you rather have, Veritek or Enoch? All right, this for catches. Now it's a little bit. One is better at one thing, the other one's better at another. But I'll show you. Player A has a 70.2 WAR. Player B has a 55.2 WAR. Player A has a 262 average. Player B has a 306 average. Player A, 2092 for hits. Player B, 2123 for hits. And then player A, 324 for home runs. Player B, 143. So you can tell it's kind of one's better at one thing, one's better at another. Player A is Gary Carter. Player B is Joe Mauer. Who would you rather?
That's not even close.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Joe Mauer, I mean, he was a first baseman for half his career. No
His
power.
shot.
He was a nice hitter for a catcher, but once he went to first base, he was a mediocre first baseman. I mean, 300 hitter. I mean, he ain't nothing to. He's not even close. He's the only Hall of Fame he'll see is in Minnesota. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So Carter for you. I got some Mauers on this thing here, but let's see, Jason. Who would you rather?
Same as Lou. Carter.
Carter. Not even close. 3 batting titles for Joe Mauer. Not even close. Highest batting average since Bill Dickey and who was it? No?
Nah.
MVP? He won an MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. George.
Gary Carter's got more on him, though. He's got silver sluggers, multiples, gold gloves.
5 each. 5 silver sluggers for each. So it's not like neither of them have an advantage on that.
But 3. How many gold gloves does Mauer have?
3.
Mauer has to.
Let me.
That's Carter too.
What year did he move to first base? That's what I was trying to find. Because he wasn't a catcher. I'm telling you, he was first baseman for at least half his career.
He was.
Mauer.
George, who you got?
Well, hold on. Look, I'm going to answer Lou's question here. Mauer, Mauer really stopped playing catcher when he was 29.
Okay.
I'm on Baseball Reference right now. He played at 30. He caught 100 and I'm sorry. When he was 30, he caught 75 games at catcher, and after 30, he was first base and DH. Yep. Now, Gary Carter never had a chance to be a DH. He played the National League, right? Mauer did go back to playing first base in one game when he was 35 in 2018. So I think the issue here really is, like, am I trying to draft a catcher here, or am I trying to draft a guy who can sometimes play catcher, sometimes play first base, sometimes play DH, who's a heck of a hitter and who can hit you, he can hit you like 300 in his sleep. I mean, if you guys are Yankee fans, you certainly don't need to vote for Joe Mauer because he stole the MVP, the best chance Derek Jeter ever had to win an MVP. Yeah. I was shocked that year. I'm like, seriously, they got to give it to Jeter. But then Mauer went bananas at the end of the year and stole the MVP. Not stole, but won the MVP.
Stole it. Just like they stole it from Judge.
Yeah, but Gary Carter. Go ahead,
you have to judge. When do you judge Mauer in the same rank as Carter up to the point where he went to first base just for his catching years? So when did he get the awards? When he was the accolades? When he was at first base and DH, or when he was catching?
No. Yeah, MVP.
Well, let's see. He won an MVP as a catcher when he was 26 years old.
Okay.
So that's correct.
Well, what about the Gold Gloves and the
Silver
Sluggers?
He hit like 260 something or something. I know he had an obscene batting average one year.
Mauer?
Yeah, 360, somewhere around there he hit.
365, the year he won the MVP. 365, 3 batting titles. I mean, it's...
For a catcher to hit 365 is unheard of.
But this is a lot like Buster Posey. This is a lot like Buster Posey in the sense that Posey was really good. What's up, Lou?
He's got 3, though.
I know, but Posey won a batting title. He won, I just don't see how Gary Carter... If I need a catcher... Gary Carter's a top 8 catcher all time, probably, maybe top 7. I mean, Gary Carter is did everything, and he was the best catcher in his era.
Yeah,
Gary Carter won the Roberto Clemente Award. I think that's why Lou's going after him.
Dang, he was a catcher. Because I think of Joe Mauer. Yeah, he was nice, but I mean, I'm telling you, most of his career, I remember him DHing. Because his bat was valuable, but it's not like he feared anybody. He was a slap ball hitter. I mean, he's a 300 hitter, and then I think his career was even weakened. He was less valuable. I mean, it's one thing if he's doing that at catcher, but first baseman is a premium position for power. You got a guy just slapping the dang ball around, getting singles. I was never impressed.
If I remember correctly, Rod Carew played first base too. So let's not disparage first base to just be power hitters.
Yeah, but we're talking about Mauer as a catcher. Well, I mean, his whole career has been.
I think to be fair, you have to judge him only as his catcher time.
But Carter was. I was looking at Carter, and into the age of 36 years old, he was catching 80 ball games a year, and the year before he caught, I think, over 100. I mean, Gary Carter was the reason the 86 Mets got over the hump. Gary Carter won a World Series. Gary Carter was an All-Star Game MVP. I mean, just as a catcher, his longevity is he's a really good all-time catcher. Mauer, I have a hard time placing where he's going to be. For a short period of time, he was awesome. And if I was a Twins fan, I'd be all over it. And by the way, James,
Rod Carew was
Rod Carew is a 328 lifetime hitter. Joe Mauer's a 306 lifetime.
Yes.
Exactly. Get it straight.
I don't know. I mean,
And he converted.
Yeah, they're not even the same breath, bro. 3,000 hits, MVP. Come on. And what was that, 328 you said?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that a first baseman doesn't always have to be a thumper. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Mediocre first basemen are, though.
All right. I guess that wasn't as close as I thought it would be, but
I feel like this is like a hate fest on Joe Mauer, which I guess it kind of has been, but he's not bad. No, he's good.
Hey guys, I'll be back in 20 minutes. I gotta go pick up my girl.
All right.
See ya.
Got him out of here. All right, so I guess I'll do one more.
Hey man, I'm on Arizona time, so it's early.
All right.
Oh yeah, you're only what, 6 o'clock there?
No. What time? I don't even know what time it is. But we started 6:30 my time.
Oh, so you're 7 then.
Yeah.
2 hours. That mountain time, right?
Yeah.
So this one's gonna be pitchers again. And this one's interesting because I only shrunk down their prime years. And to say these two pitchers were dominant, but only for a period of time. So that's why I picked these two together. And for that dominance, one pitcher A went 132 and 53. Player B went 122 and 60. Player A during that time frame had a 291 ERA. Player B 289 ERA. And their strikeouts 1541 to 1648. Now I want you only to look at their successful years. Player A is Dwight Gooden. Player B is Johan Santana. Who would you rather have? George. In their dominant years.
Well, in the dominant years, I mean, Dwight Gooden is the most dominating. I mean, 85 season at what Dwight Gooden have, like, I've done this on my channel, but like when you look, you went wins above replacement. John, I see you there. But wins above replacement, if you look at the season leaders on Baseball Reference, yeah, there you go, John Gooden. On the season, it's like you get to 1985. There's a bunch of white guys that are old, really old. And then you get to 85. It's like the only guy that's on there in the modern era is Dwight Gooden for wins above replacement for a pitcher. And I think in 1985 he was at like 12 WAR, which Aaron Judge had like 10. I mean, his 85 season is out of control. And in that era from 85 to like 89 or 84 to 89, I mean, I don't know if there's a better guy than Dwight Gooden. Johan Santana is fantastic.
Johan had 2 Cy Youngs during his peak prime years. 2 Cy Youngs.
And Doc had 1, I believe. Right?
And they both had a triple crown. So it's not like they got that over each other.
I mean, it's also like if you're a certain age, you've seen you really watch Johan Santana. I was just at the age where Dwight Gooden was the man. I mean, and he's won a World Series, won an MVP, was Rookie of the Year. So I don't know, man. I'm just this 85 season. Seriously, like if you guys. If you look at this compared to the other wins above replacement in the season all time, I mean, it's up there. It's like in the top like 12, which is amazing. 16 complete games. I mean, it's just insane. But I don't know. I guess maybe if I watched Johan Santana more, I might have a better. I mean, I watched him, but I didn't watch him like I watched Gooden. So I'm biased to Gooden, frankly.
Now to be fair, Johan pitches for the Mets. And does the one thing no other Met could do, hit a no-hitter. So just to say, Jason, who would you rather have?
Oh, man. If we're just going by their prime years, I think I'm going to go with Johan. Simply because even in the Doc's prime years were just there with the Mets. And then after the drugs got to him and everything else, he just went downhill. And he did pitch a no-no, but that wasn't with the Mets. Gold Glove winner, Johan's Gold Glove winner, 2-time Cy Young, 4-time All-Star, Triple Crown. Pitched a no-no. He's in the Twins Hall of Fame already. I think his style of pitching, his successful years were more than Doc's successful years because of the issue with the drugs. So that's simple. And this is, who would I want on my team? I think I would want Johan on my team. Doc had a great 84, 85, 86, 87. But 85 is where he got Triple Crown, Rookie of the Year. He got all those accolades in 85. Johan's is spread out a little bit more. So I think he was a little bit more, I don't want to say dominant, but is, in my opinion, a more solid pitcher throughout.
It's amazing with his run, with Johan's run. I'm looking here. You start with 2003, and he's 7th in Cy Young. Then he's first next year. Then he's third. Then he's first. Then he's fifth. Then he's third. It's like he was dominating. And after all that, he only has 139 wins. I mean, it was just like explode and then flame out really fast. And I remember the Mets when he came to the National League. He just flamed out, man. I couldn't Doc has like 60 more career wins, which is really surprising to me. I didn't realize how quickly Johan flamed out, or just burned out, man. It's really sad. Those are some great years there. I mean, historic.
And then Johan, his first 3 or 4 years, I believe, he was coming out of the bullpen. He wasn't pitching a lot of innings.
Right.
He was doing middle relief work, and he would get wins in middle relief. And it was weird because he would end up with like 14 wins, 16 wins in middle relief, which was like the weirdest thing. Now I don't have the numbers, but I just recall as a middle reliever, you still wanted him on your fantasy league because he could still get you wins. So I remember that about Johan. And then with Doc, it was like his peak was like to rival Walter Johnson. Like that's how high Doc Gooden's peak was. It was like all-time great years. It was nuts.
Yeah, he just, took the world by storm. Just that all-star game where he struck out all those guys in a row. Was it 5 guys in a row? And it was just, I can remember scrambling in 84 to get they were coming up with the tops traded and they had a Doc card in there. And I'm like, kept going to the card shop. Like, you guys got it in? You guys got it in? Got the traded set in? Man.
And the nose to toes was unbelievable with his pitch. It was first Fernando Valenzuela, Fernando Mania. And then in the mid-'80s, it was Doc Gooden. And then it went to Roger Clemens. Don't even want to mention that name again. But I remember.
Doc's 12-6 curve, man. That overhand. And he's coming at you 98. Woo! And then these guys just twisted themselves in the ground.
And then he pitches for the Yankees. And I think he had like a lot of wins. It was like 16 wins.
And that's when he got his no-no.
Right, he got his no-no, and those wins were like 93, 92, but he still had stuff, and even though it wasn't that fast anymore, it just goes to show, man, he threw his life away, man. Not really, but
well, I see Snoop's comment. Yeah, Snoop said something about he should have been an all-time great, and it's like, it just, if you watched it and you were like at that time and you understood what he was doing, I still feel like he's an all-time great kind of. It's weird. And, just a lot because of that 84, 85, 86 window. And it was just like, man, I remember looking at the box scores. I would watch the news here in Arizona because I was a big Mets fan because my cousin lived on Long Island and stuff, and my aunt. And it's like you'd see on the news, like the local news, like Dwight Gooden's at it again. He threw 8 2/3, striking out 13 guys. And you're like, that's what he does. He just keeps doing it. And he was like 21 years old.
Right. He was so young and skinny, too. It was like so lanky.
Funny story. So Doc Gooden lived, I don't know where he lives now, but he lived about 10 minutes from my house. And I was leaving Walgreens one day, and he's next to me at the stoplight in a little 350Z. And he was as thin as this pencil. And I look over and I was like, that's Doc Gooden. And I went, hey, Doc. He goes, and then took off. I was like, oh, man. But he was thin.
All right, question for you. Since in '86 the Mets bested the Red Sox, what memories did you have of Doc Gooden when you had to face him? Like, was it like, all right, we got to punt this game because we're not touching Doc?
Yeah, I think as soon as you saw him on the mound and you saw he was the starting pitcher on their side, it was like, this is going to be a nightmare. It's just, you didn't want your team to face him. You always wanted to have the side of the rotation that you didn't have to face him. But I think his curveball was just monstrous. It was ridiculous. The only person I've seen throw a ball like that from 12 to 6 recent years is Rich Hill. His curveball, the first time I saw his curveball when he was pitching, he was a rookie for the Cubs. I went out and bought a jersey. I was like, this dude is amazing. I mean, it literally dropped from letters to knees. And he's the only other person I've seen other than Doc to throw that.
You know, Wainwright is the one that I think of. That remember it was like the playoffs, and he just took out everybody with that curveball. Wainwright was the one that when I saw his curveball, it was like they just buckled, and it was like they just let it go. And I think it was against the Mets, where he just buckled the whole Mets lineup. Even Beltran just bowed down to it, watched it hit for a strike because it started at your head and it just boom right down. It was crazy, that curveball.
It is crazy to watch when somebody's on.
Like Mad Bum. Mad Bum with a sweeping curveball. If you're left-handed, you're done. It's over.
Yep.
And then somebody put in there Zito.
Zito.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Zito. Yeah, just nasty. I mean, he turned.
Wow. Tim Lincecum too, but the freak was 2 years.
But Lincecum, you could somewhat tell when he was fixing to throw the curve, the way that his delivery was, how he was so forceful. You could see the arm position when he was kind of tipping his curve. Yeah,
Sammy's right too.
Yeah,
Kershaw has really worked on that. Like now that they're like limiting him, and
he's changed. Yep.
So that's pretty much the best of the best of curveballs that we witnessed. Like,
Jimmy Key of the Blue Jays and the Yankees.
I never got to see him play.
That dude's left-hander. That dude's curveball, man.
Jimmy Key for me, because I witnessed him, and he in his prime, he wouldn't give up more than 1 or 2 runs a game. Like that's how nasty he was. But the one thing I give Key was that he was almost like Greg Maddux. He could dot it right where he wanted to and just split that line. That's the thing about Key, which impressed me. And then it's like he just tailed off. Like it was like dramatic. I remember 96, he could only go like 4 or 5 innings, but it was a good 4 or 5 innings, but he couldn't.
He had elbow problems, didn't he?
I don't know what it was.
Too many curveballs.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
I tore my shoulder apart throwing curveballs.
Yeah, it's.
Look at Chris from Missouri.
Dropping some Vita Blue.
Look at that. I didn't get to see Vita Blue pitch, but he was definitely.
There's a guy I work with, and his family owned a dry cleaners in Mesa, Arizona, and he's a longtime Arizonan, and he's a colleague. He's in his 60s, probably mid 60s, and he used to work. The A's used to train. They've been training here for years. But he used to say Vita Blue when he was during spring training, when he was working his family's cleaners in high school in like the early 70s, like 74 or 73, Vita Blue would always come in and drop his clothes off. And he always said, man, Vita Blue was such a nice guy. And so I came across some cards in a collection, had a 74 Vita Blue autograph, and I gave it to him, and he was happy as a clam.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. All right, so I guess I'll do one more. Would you rather and put a bow ribbon on this one?
Yeah, that's good.
Hanging down. This one's gonna be all-time DHs. Right up George's alley over here.
DH, come on.
Hey, listen, it's players we watch, so
Pepino says chicks dig the curveball. Do they dig the DH too?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Don't judge. We got to give all positions a little bit of light here.
Okay.
So 22 years for player A, 23 years for player B. 289 average to 298. 384 home runs to 173. And 2,866 hits to 2,586. Player A is Harold Baines. Player B is Julio Franco. Who would you rather have? Jason, I'll give you the mic. DH. Steady Eddie hitters, go for them.
I'm going with Franco. I can't stand Baines. This is totally just because I don't like him. Franco played when he was, 46 years old? I mean, the guy's amazing. Done.
Franco, that's it?
That's it. I can't stand Baines.
Lou's not on, but he's still on. My dude is still playing somewhere.
He has to be playing softball somewhere.
George, who you go with?
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember the greatness of Julio Franco. I had Julio Franco on my fantasy baseball team. We played fantasy baseball in high school, and I love that guy. God, I mean Julio Franco
was great though.
But Julio Franco played other positions. I mean, he was a great second base. Well, not a great. I'm wrong. I'm wrong with that. He was an adequate second baseman. I'm gonna say Julio Franco.
Really?
He played forever. He had a higher batting average. He has fewer home runs. He stole more bases. He could do more things. I mean, here's my problem with Harold Baines. Harold Baines was like a young man, and he played DH. I mean, he was like 23, and they were like playing him at DH. Like, dude, you're spry. You should be spry enough to play right field. No, he was. I mean, he played first base. He played outfield sometimes, but I mean, he was always known to be this DH. Yeah, Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub was a really good DH too, that Chris puts there. But yeah, I mean, Julio Franco could do more things. I feel like if I needed, it's a DH, so I can put anybody there. So I'm just going to take the extra roster spot and take a guy who can play multiple positions and get on base more. I'm taking Julio Franco, and he's going to keep playing forever and a day.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, I guess I'll be the odd man out. I think I would go with Baines because I remember. I mean, they were. It's picking. We're splitting hairs with the two of them. They both hit till the last year. They kept hitting, like bat to ball skills. They both had it. I'd go with Baines only because I didn't know the home run disparity was almost double. Like, I guess. If you needed that pop, I guess I'd take a homer over a double. But, I mean, we're splitting hairs. I didn't even know that Baines played one less year, but had almost 300 more hits. So that's another thing. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but how old was Baines when he retired?
Baines?
36?
No, he played 22 years.
Yeah, but when was he a rookie?
It was probably
80.
Yeah, but how old was he?
He was probably 19-ish, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, Harold Baines. There are stories about how Harold Baines, when he was 14, hit like a 500-foot home run. I mean, Harold Baines had all this. He was, I believe, a high draft pick. He had a lot that was known about him. He was just this known slugger.
He was from a young age. He wasn't a fielder.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the White Sox had some good teams. Sounds ridiculous, but when they had Ron Kittle, Harold Baines, they had a formidable lineup.
Yeah, Baines with Chicago, the White Sox. I think he batted like fifth. He was a 3 or 5th, somewhere around there. He was in the meat there, but
yeah, he was 3
nasty.
to 5. Yeah,
he was nasty. Julio batted what, like 6th or 7th on the Indians because they had too many mashers on that team.
No, he was prior to that. No, he was like hitting number 2 in the order, and he was on the Rangers, and he hit early in the order. Yeah. He was. This is before the Manny Ramirez, right? You're talking the Indian. This is Indians like earlier, I think.
Yeah.
I think that
Don always busting my chops even when he's not on the live stream.
And by the way, Julio, I mean, Baines has 34 stolen bases. Julio has 281. So I mean, exactly. He's going to get you. He has a higher on base percentage, lower slugging percentage.
How many strikeouts?
They both struck out. Wait, let me see here. Julio struck out less, 100 less, not much, but 100 less overall. Not as many total bases. Baines has 1,000 more total bases. It's a lot more.
But how many at bats though?
Yeah, Baines does have what looks like to be about 1,250 more bats.
John goes with Baines. He says he was more consistent day in, day out.
That's the wrong Baines. He spelled it wrong. That's from Batman.
Bane.
George, do you mind me bringing up a topic about your video today?
I'm here, and let's make it happen.
Have you seen his video there, Jason?
Not yet.
I don't know. Do you want to, I guess, brief everyone for all those watching about your PSA fiasco?
Oh, no. What happened?
Oh, no, it wasn't. I mean, so I got some. Okay, so I just had to get some stuff off my chest. I had these beautiful, submitted some of these oddball cards. That's like pretty. Laughlin, Old Time Black Stars. Yeah. This is not from PSA. This is a pickup. I had this card I submitted as well, but this is not. This is the other one I had. Laughlin cards. They're wide, right? They're in regular slab. I talked about my video. Like they're like you want to display cards, right? And so these are kind of the same as the regular slab. So PSA sends my 3 cards back. Old Time Black Stars, Pop Lloyd in a giant holder. Look at this holder.
And it's not even solid. Like,
oh no, yeah, it's totally off askew, and then they sent me this one with an OC designation. You used to be able to disclaim the OC designation and say I don't want it. This is an 8 OC, Oscar Charleston. I would, if I could, I used to always check the box. I'd rather have a 6, straight 6, than an 8 OC. But apparently you can't do that anymore. So I made a joke that it's at the discretion of the grader. And, the same grader who's choosing to put them in these slabs because he doesn't know any better because he's, 18 years old or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, and then there's the Jackie Robinson, again, a giant slab. Like they were like 70s basketball cards. So I guess I was frustrated with that. But I guess it just kind of, to me, just tells we've had difficulties with them now for like a year and a half. And ever since they went private, they stopped being held accountable because they were public, right? And then they went private, and Nat Turner bought them, and it's just been kind of like we all, if you submit to me, it's like so, like why, I submit more to SGC now than I did to PSA, and it's just random. There's randomness going on. There's randomness in the grades. There's randomness in the slabs they give you, and it just seems like there isn't much care for you and you and you. They don't. I mean, we're the ones who keep the ship afloat. And I guess what I was getting upset about was the fact that now they are lowering their grading prices. Like, please send us cards. Mm-hmm. Like they had this backlog and they're making all this shit ton of money. And now all of a sudden, oh my God, we need to have a special. They aren't submitting as many cards, and modern cards are hitting the tank, way down. So people are not submitting as much. And so I guess that was the thrust of my video, along with the fact that, lastly, that I have an SGC card that's a Ty Cobb. It's called the Universal Toy Ty Cobb. And this card was eBay authenticated, right? You get the slick thing you get from eBay, which I throw in the trash. And they sent this card, which is only graded by SGC, only authenticated by SGC. They sent it to Santa Ana to PSA to have them authenticate it. So, like, you don't even grade the card. You don't even authenticate the card. Why are we sending it to you? I guess we're sending,
right?
Yeah, so you can get this slick sticker and this slick.
But
so
if I removed it, it's not going to be honored anymore.
I know, right? So, like, man, I really screwed up. And, like John does with his nunchucks, with these eBay, these great eBay things you get with authentication.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is just like, I get it if it's a raw card and you want to know if it's authentic. I understand. Anyway, that was what my video was about today. I don't usually rant much or anything like that on my videos, but it just pissed me off. And because I've been a long time customer, and there's a lot of guys, and there's that's what Vince is saying, and Dave Blue Jacket was saying the same thing.
Well, Scott's going through the same thing with the different sizes. Big Scott 35. He's dealing with the same thing. He's got cards that he's trying to do the set of, and they keep sending him in different slabs. He's got like 3 different size slabs.
But what I don't get is, I mean, I know sometimes they run out of inventory and they just like, I guess, slab it in whatever they could slab and move it on. But I mean, it's like consistency. Like that's the key word with that company that sometimes just fails, is the consistency. And as a collector, even if you're selling that card as someone that wants to sell it at a show, how the hell are you going to be able to move that in that big slab? Like, you're going to force someone to probably lowball you because they're like, well, I got to resubmit it now to get it, re-slabbed. Like, it's like a fail on so many ends.
Yeah, well, you know what? You should just send me those big, ridiculous slabs. You don't want them.
I saw that Pepino was saying, or no, not Pepino, but Vogs said, Vogs 18, hey, Pig send it to Pig. Pig is the best. Because I know that Pepino would take care of all of us and make sure that we had them in the right slabs. They're going to re-slab these, I bet. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, we can, Sports Card Radio talked about it. There's a class action suit. You can, maybe that gets some legs, maybe it doesn't. I mean, for a class, you have to show damages if you sue somebody. Yeah. So you can't just say like, oh, they did me wrong. They're going to make it right. They're going to put these in new slabs. It's just the pain in the ass that this is. It just shows you, my issue was you wonder what's going on behind the curtain. You wonder, like, this is just one little baby example. But like, what really is happening there on the inside? And now that they're private, they don't have no accountability to their shareholders, and I don't know what they're doing. And so it's just kind of curious. A company goes, I mean, isn't the goal of a company to go public? We do such a good job privately that we go public. Now we sell shares. We get all this influx of cash. I don't know why you go back private. I'm confused. Maybe I don't know. But anyway,
but the other thing I have an issue with that is it moves around, right? Or is it like stable in there?
Well, let's do a little. I like to slam my cards around. That's cool. So here's this Pop Lloyd, right? And it's like messed up in the slab. So let's see if it moves. Yeah, I straightened it out, right? Well, I don't think this is very good for the card. I mean, it's just like, and we all want to display stuff. That's the thing, like. Yeah, if this is exhibits Jackie Robinson or exhibits Satchel Paige or Joe DiMaggio or even Bobby Dorr or whatever, fine. It's supposed to be in this holder. But this is the holder it should be in, right? Because we want to put it up on the wall.
And it looks better like that.
And we're all, we're collectors. So, I mean, isn't that what this whole thing is about? It's your base is the collectors.
Right.
I can't, I know people want to flip cards and all that stuff, but that was my issue. Just where is the common sense? Like with eBay authentication, where's the common sense? Why are you sending this to PSA? They intentionally don't grade the card.
Right.
So, and then of course you don't want things traveling across the country if you don't have to. I mean, we've all had cards get damaged in the mail, they're improperly packaged, whatever. So I don't know. We're just trying to, like John says, the collectors are the ones that take it. At the end.
Look at Chris's comment there. That's so funny. PSA is like the prettiest girl in school, doing everything she can to get us to break up with her, but we can't because she's the prettiest girl.
That's spot on. Spot on.
It's true. As long as they command the most money for your card, it's like you're gonna hope to have a PSA, because it's worth more. I don't know.
Hey, I'm sorry to say this, but I got to hit the road, guys.
It's cool, man. I think it's time to end it anywho because we picked the winners. We had some fun, and there's not much more at this point, man. So I want to thank you both, George and Jason, for joining me, and Lou, who's not here anymore. Lou, thank you for coming on. I want to congratulate Phil, Jake, JP Wisco, and who was the last one? Adam's Card Closet. The 3 winners. So as soon as I get the winners, I'll reach out to you and I'll mail out the stuff. And then for now, I want to thank you for joining me. Great answers on the players you chose. And I guess I'll see you on the next one. Until then, happy hunting when it comes to cards. I want everyone to stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you on the next one.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right.